watching a great improv show. Everything you guys are about to see is completely improvised. Never been done before, never be done again. Unless you watch it on YouTube, and then that's you watching something on TV or the internet, if you're fancy. We are Beast Friends. Yeah, we're going to do a quick one round, and then we're going to do an intermission, and then we're going to do another round. So stick around. Well, all we need for you guys right now is a suggestion to get started, please. Anything.
King Ralph.
Sorry?
King Ralph.
King Ralph. Thank you very much. King Ralph.
King Ralph sort of reminds me of like Queens, which reminds me of this place at the zoo in Erie, Pennsylvania, which is where I grew up. It was called Zoo during Halloween, and as high schoolers, you had to sort of log in your volunteer hours. So, you know, somebody was like the king of like the underworld, and someone got to be a princess, and I was the troll who stood like at the under the bridge and like scared the tiny little children. And like as like a cute 17-year-old girl, I was like, why did they give me the part of the troll? But I embraced it wholeheartedly, and I'm pretty sure I haunted some small children's dreams. There was other parts of Zubu. It was mostly just lights, so people would just come through the zoo. But it never struck me. It just sort of struck me as odd, because like these poor animals, they're already like pulled out of like wherever they were supposed to live.
That sort of reminded me a little bit. When I was a kid, I used to get lost all the time, literally lost. Like anytime my parents took me anywhere, I would just run away. I don't know why. I would see something shiny and just fucking bolt, and it was great. And my mom put me on a leash for a little while. But not like the leashes. My mom's right here. She'll like agree to this. She put me on a leash. But not like the cool leashes that kids have today, where it's like a monkey. This was like a leash. Like it was on me. And when I was like 11, we went to France and we went to the Louvre. And I was like, oh my god, it's the Louvre. And when I was a kid, I thought the Louvre, the only thing I wanted to see was the pyramid. And I didn't realize that the pyramid was outside. So I'm looking around the Louvre, and I just make a left somewhere, leave my family, and I go and find the Louvre pyramid, which is again outside. So I had to go all the way back inside through Louvre security, which took like 4 hours. And by the time I found my family, there was like 16 French police officers with them, because they thought I got kidnapped. So all these cops were like, we thought you were stolen. And my dad at the time, very cynical guy, I used to also be really, really fat. So they're like, no one's going to steal a fat brown kid. He just thought like I went to go get some food. So he wasn't even worried. Like my mom freaking out. But dad cool, sister was like, oh, I could have been the only one.
Speaking of strict parents, I don't know if anybody had more strict parents than I did growing up. I was alone sleeping in my room one night, and I heard rocks at my window. And it turned out to be my neighbor, David, and his friend Matt. And I didn't even hear the rocks. My dad and his like deer ears heard them first from like all the way down the hall, and he was like, and he heard the rocks. He went outside, and I'm like following him, like trying to figure out what's going on. And I see the two of them running away. So what my dad decides is the best course of action. This is my next door neighbor, by the way. He decides to get in his car and turn the lights off, drive-by style, and cruise through the neighborhood with a mag light out the window, like CSI. So he's literally following these guys, and we knew who it was. It wasn't like any mystery, like as to A, where they lived, or B, who they were. And my next door neighbor David's parents made him write an apology letter to my father, and they came over the next day and to deliver it in an envelope, and my dad stood at the front door and asked them to read it to him. I'm standing behind him like crying, like no one's ever going to want to date me. I was 17, by the way. But I was 17 at the time.
I was about 10 years old, lived kind of a solitary existence in the woods with my family. But for some reason, I don't know, I know at some point they gave me a wood burning kit, which, yeah, I can't imagine, there's just nothing no fun that you can have as a 7-year-old. I don't know what, I wasn't that inspired, I guess, to make anything with that. But at some point, I don't know if the idea is connected, but for some reason I connect the ideas. I got a rock tumbler, which is just a piece of plastic that you turn it on and it spins, and you put a few rocks in it first, of course. And it's spinning the rocks together enough that they'll become, over time, smoother. It exists, it doesn't look like, it's not like an industrial scientific piece of equipment, it's a toy, it's meant for children to play with to make their rocks slightly smoother. It's really loud, so I couldn't be in the house using it, so it'd be an extension cord out to the shed, me kind of sitting by a rock tumbler, smoothing out the rocks.